Hello guys. I hope you guys are doing perfectly well. Welcome back to this new edition of Speak the Proper English. And today's edition or today's class will focus on idiomatic expressions. Idiomatic expressions. I guess so many of you have heard about idioms. You can also call them idioms, idiomatic expressions, idioms. And what are they? We'll just simply say they are a group of words or they are words that are used and they make our language colorful. They make our language not to look ordinary. It makes it extraordinary and very, very, very beautiful and good. And so we will define what idioms are. We're going to give you an example of roughly 20 idioms. That's not all about idioms because there are thousands of idiomatic expressions in English language. I bet you there are so many. There are idioms that you can use to talk about time, animals, food, having fun. They are a good number of idiomatic expressions. So like I said, we'll use about 20 idiomatic expressions and we will give you examples. And so today we are going to define, or rather, let's get started by defining what an idiomatic expression is or an idiom is. So an idiom is a group of words used as a common expression whose meaning cannot easily be extracted from the literal words. Yes, they are often group of words, or maybe just one word. They are idiomatic expressions of just one word, but you cannot just guess the meaning like that. So we are saying here that is, we cannot easily know the meaning of an idiom just by looking at the words. Yes, and this is what you should know. Idioms are used both in spoken and written English. If you are to write, you to speak, you can use idiomatic expressions. So let's get started. Example of idioms and their meaning. Crystal clear. When you hear of crystal clear, what does it tell you? It simply means perfectly easy to understand. Like, it's so clear. You don't even need to bother to understand. It was, let me say, if it's a test, you just say it's so easy. And so the example here we have, e.g., question 4 of the drill test was crystal clear. That is, that question was so easy to understand that you did not even have to use, you could close your eyes and you just give the answer. You see, rather than saying it was easy or it was easy to understand, you just use an expression, this idiom, by saying it was crystal clear. Doesn't look colorful and interesting? I guess it does. Fine-tooth comb. It means examining something carefully, not to miss out something. There's a mix-up somewhere here, not to miss out any detail. So let's say you've been given a task or you've been asked to do something, and if you want to say you're trying to do it thoroughly, you're doing carefully, then you just say you fine to comb it. So e.g., you say here we have, I examined my research proposal with a fine-tooth comb before submitting it to my supervisor. That is, this student went through his research proposal carefully, like to be sure he dotted his I's and he cut his T's very well before submitting it to the supervisor. Yes, so fine tooth comb is an idiomatic expression used to mean that you're doing something carefully, you're examining something carefully so as not to miss out any details. So the third idiomatic expression we will study today is get off scot-free. That is, it means to escape from a situation without being punished. Yeah, sometimes we do things and at the end of the day, we don't get punished for what we did. So the example here is Daniel was caught red-handed stealing that money. But since he is the most clever child in the house, he got off scot-free. Yeah, he wasn't punished. He wasn't punished. So we'll say, rather than saying he was not punished, you just say he got off scot-free. Yeah, it may seem long and lengthy, but this one makes the English language interesting. Yeah. And so the fourth idiomatic expression we are going to learn is keep your fingers on the pulse. Yeah, it simply means to be constantly aware of the most recent developments. A good example of this, we have entrepreneurs or IT guys, those in the IT field of study. They usually, or they need to be alert, it's so competitive. That field of study is so competitive that they need to keep your fingers on the pulse. That is, they need to be constantly aware of the most recent development. And so our example here is, in order to succeed as an entrepreneur, you must keep your fingers on the pulse of the market. Yes, it means you need to keep your eyes on it. You need to open your eyes, and not just open your eyes, but to be alert. Yeah, to be alert. So the fifth idiomatic expression we are going to study here is Achilles heel. It refers to a vulnerable area. It could be a weakness, or it could be a strong situation that could lead to a failure or downfall. Yeah, when you say your Achilles heel that is your weakness, when you're talking about your weakness. So our example here is gluttony has always been my Achilles heel. Yeah, that's your weakness. So the sixth idiomatic expression we are going to study is kill two birds with one stone. I guess many of you have probably used it or heard about it, but you probably don't know what it means. So it simply means to accomplish two different things at the same time. Or you could say you're multitasking, or you're doing two things simultaneously. And I guess women are good at that. Women are good at multitasking or doing some things at the same time, many things at the same time. And so we'll say, if I intend to attend the party this evening, then I must kill two birds with one stone by doing some laundry and cooking. Yeah, you can be frying some fish and meat, and while you're doing your laundry. So the seventh idiomatic expression we're going to study here is don't count your chickens before they hatch. Do not count on something that has not yet happened. There are many explanations, or there are many other meanings of this expression. Like, you don't start expecting something where you've not yet seen it and not the like. So our example here is Paul was asked not to count his chickens before they hatch by telling everyone that Joanne will definitely accept his marriage proposal because Joanne may turn it down. That is, we are trying to say here that Paul should not claim Joanne is already his fiancée when she has not yet accepted that, or she has not yet said yes, simply because he knows that, or let's say, just the fact that just the idea that he might pop the question and he assumes she'll say yeah. He shouldn't already tell everyone that she's already his, because she might say no. Yeah. And so the eighth idiomatic expression we're going to study here is as fit as a fiddle. to be in good health. When someone asks you, how are you say, I am as fit as a fiddle. And so the example we will have here is the pediatrician told Maxwell that his son is as fit as fiddle. Oh yeah, I don't think there is any other word that can express your good health as this idiomatic expression. Just imagine you telling someone you're as fit as a fiddle. Doesn't it sound good? I mean, even good for your ears. I guess yes. Okay, the ninth expression is cake not worth a candle. A cake not worth a candle. What could that mean? It simply refers to something in which results are less compared to the efforts. Yeah. So if maybe the efforts you put in doing something, at the end of the day, the results are not worth it. You just simply say a cake not worth a candle. And so our example here is I studied hard for this entrepreneurship course, but the result was a cake not worth a candle. That is, the score was less than the efforts. Yeah. Maybe you spent your night burning midnight candles and so on and so forth. And at the end of the day, you just score a C grade. You should say, okay, that was a cake not worth a candle. Or let's say that course was the cake not worth a candle. So the 10th idiomatic expression here we have plump job. These refer to a desirable position which is a well-paid and considered relatively easy. Somehow, but though in some other cases it might sound very, very tedious, but maybe let's say the pay is worth it. And so we'll say the job offer seems a plum job, but it looks like it has its own constraints. Yeah. It may seem a well-paid job. That's a plum job. Like we're talking about a well-paid job, you're talking about a plum job. No other ways of saying it sounds so interesting. I bet you if you're still learning this language, yeah, and when you start expressing yourself using these idioms, I bet you people start wondering if you are a native speaker of the English language. Fair weather friend. This idiom refers to someone who acts as a friend when times are good and is not there when you are in trouble. Yeah. Unfortunately, we usually have such friends. Example, Lucia is a fair weather friend. That is a friend who is just by you when things are good. Let's say when you have money and when you're happy. When you're sad, such friends just leave. And our example here is Lucia is a typical fair weather friend. And the 12th expression here is cheapskate. Someone who hates to spend money. Who would probably say a stingy person. Yeah. My sister is a cheapskate. That she prefers a fast food than cooking herself. Yeah, going to the market, buying, sitting down, and sometimes going to the market and buying stuff, or to a grocery shop and buying stuff becomes much more expensive. And so I have a sister. This example states that my sister is a cheapskate. That is, she hates spending her money. She prefers to buy something or let's say food, which is very, very cheap, than to spend money buying or cooking, buying the stuffs and cooking herself. Sink or swim. Oh, I love this expression. You sink or you swim. It simply means you fail or you succeed by your own efforts. And this example, I think it ties to many others. We said people discover how strong they are when they are forced to sink or swim. Yeah, sink or swim. That is, people discover how you never know how strong you are until you're forced to sink or swim. That is, it's a do or die issue. Like you either make it or you fail. Yes, just imagine you're in front of a very difficult challenge, and it's either you fail or you succeed. And that's where you discover how strong you are. So the other expression, or let's say one of the best ways to say it is by saying you sink or you swim. That is to fail or succeed. A lump in your throat. It means a tight feeling in your throat because of an emotion like sadness or gratitude. I had a lump in my throat when I saw my dad in that critical health condition. This means that you felt some sort of way when you saw your dad in a critical condition. Maybe he had a cancer, maybe he had a cardiovascular disease, and it just made you to have a lump in your throat. Don't cry over spilled milk. That is, you shouldn't worry about minor things. Oh yeah, sometimes we worry a lot about our past events, our past things, or the past, or very little things. And so this expression is just out to tell us, don't worry about spilled milk, something that has passed, or very little things, or things of very little importance. What should be your priority should be things of great importance, things of utmost importance even. If they are minor, you should not bother yourself about it. And so don't cry over spilled milk. You'll definitely pass this course. Yeah, maybe you had a very poor CA mark. It's just something minor. Yeah, just something, because you'll definitely pass this course. I think this one is even a way to motivate someone. Yeah. And so the next idiomatic expression is speak of the devil. I also love this expression. It is used when the person you're talking about comes in. Yeah. Just imagine you guys are talking about someone and suddenly the person comes in. And so our example here is, I hope Dad won't come home today. And suddenly Dad comes in. You see, oh, speak of the devil. Here he comes. And so the next idiomatic expression is have bigger fish to fry. Yes, this is another expression I love so much. It means to have other things to do. And so don't waste my time. I have bigger fish to fry. I have other things to do. The next expression is shape up. It is used to warn someone that if they do not improve their ways, they will leave their job. Example, when a teacher started neglecting his students, the dean told him to shape up. Yeah. I think it does not just apply to a job, but it's a way to telling someone to adjust his ways, especially when he has something to do, a responsibility. Yeah, like a mom might tell, or she realizes that her son or her daughter is going wayward, she might ask the child to shape up. If not, she's going to punish that child, or she's going to do something to prompt that child to shape up. Think on your feet. Oh, this is quickly adjusting to changes and making fast decisions. Example, I am good at thinking on my feet when I notice something strange happening around me. Yes, it means you easily switch to something, or you easily make fast decisions. Yes. Or let's say you realize thieves are breaking in your neighbor's room. and you just quickly think on your feet by calling the police or alerting other neighbors. Yes, that's thinking on your feet. Or let's say you realize that this, or you're an entrepreneur and you realize that this path is not good or is leading to some sort of your downfall, and you just quickly change to something else. You just switch, and that's saying that you're quickly, or you're thinking on your feet. And so, guys, last idiomatic expression we are going to talk about is as proud as a peacock. It refers to an extremely proud person or someone who has a very high self-esteem. Oh yeah, when you say someone is as proud as a peacock, then it means that person is so proud of his or herself, or the person has a very high self-esteem. Yeah, there are people of very low self-esteem and there are people of very high self-esteem. And so we'll say that person is as proud as a peacock. And so we'll say, this is our example. She was as proud as a peacock when she defended her MSc thesis in epidemiology. Yeah. Maybe she was a very clever or very intelligent girl, and with the moment she defended her MSc thesis in epidemiology, she was as proud as a peacock. Okay, guys, thank you very much. This is not all about idiomatic expressions. These are just about 20. There are thousands and thousands of idiomatic expressions. And all we'll ask you guys to do is to like, to share, and to subscribe, and to just give your comments about what you think. And we'll greatly appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. We love you.